Nkrumah. No. But the place has become like Congo DR, a battleground because of the size of the constituency. Sensibuachi has definitely done what he has to do.
At the Tafo Pankrono constituency, incumbent MP Vincent Ekowasifua will battle it out with Sewa Donko.
The question, or the big question always was that, how are we going to get someone to be able to fill in that shoes? And I have no doubt in my mind that within 3 years, I have been able to achieve a lot for the people of Tafo constituency today.
But Sewa Donko believes she's the best for the job.
Tafo Pankrono Development Fund Foundational.
After a failed court injunction, the Inshaeso constituency will be part of Saturday's primaries. Incumbent MP Dr. Stephen Amwa will face a former MP and DCE for Asokore Mampong, Kennedy Kankam.
When I lost election, I supported them. I supported my predecessor. Campaign, everything. I was paying money, funerals, even the constituency's activity I paid for. But 3 years, nobody, in fact, my predecessor lives in the same area with me.
Meanwhile, Kennedy Kankam has begun his intensive campaign dubbed Sankofa. Dr. Amache Boateng cautioned the delegates against voting for candidates who may not help transform their constituencies.
Selecting the right caliber of people to represent, the citizens in parliament in various positions of responsibility. If in doing that, you take money, and on the basis of that, vote for somebody. On the basis of that, select somebody. That is it.
For Joy News, Nana Boachita Kwayadom, Komase.
And you want to join our special coverage from Saturday 7 a.m. all the way till we know all the results and give you some analysis. Are we expecting some giants to fall? They always do fall when you go into a parliamentary primary, and you don't want to miss any of that on Saturday. Guess who's joining us on FAPAO?
The strong and sassy Nimwa.
Hello, people. Hi, people. How are you?
Hi, Nimwa. What are we talking about?
So we're talking about planning and strategizing businesses in 2024. Okay. Isn't it so sexy when you see like a woman, running her own business and like,
like I know a business, quickly clothing, quickly
okay.
yeah.
You know the vibe, So we want to talk about the kind of strategies and brand marketing, really just help.
But what happened to that business, by the way?
You've taken all my time, so.
Oh, it's a simple question.
And the midst of progress. So that's it for Strong and Sassy today. Stay tuned in. We're coming up right after this.
We'll be tuned in anymore.
99.7 FM.
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound, like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, the fighter, dancing through the fire. 'Cause I am the champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion. 'Cause I am the champion, and you're gonna hear me roar.
Good evening and welcome. This is Strong and Sassy here on your superstation Joy 99.7 FM. I hope your week has been good so far. How are you doing? It's always so amazing to be here with you. And remember that our show is live and interactive on Facebook. Also, our WhatsApp lines are open, 055-1111-997. We would love to have your comments and your input as the show goes on. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this is Strong and Sassy here on your superstation Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Enimoa Enim Ado, and we are on until 8 o'clock. And tonight, joining me in the studio are some really strong, amazing women who are doing really amazing things. And so we thought, how about having a business conversation at the beginning of the year to give you the vim that you need to, put fire into your business and make it as successful as it can be. So I'm going to let the ladies introduce themselves this evening. And I think you should watch us on Facebook. And you always want to get the visuals of, what is going on in the studio. You don't want to miss the visuals. We're live on Facebook, so definitely join us there as well. All right, good evening and welcome.
Thank you. Good
Hi,
evening.
would you please introduce yourselves?
Okay, so should I start?
Yes, please.
Right. My name is Miss Ifia. I am a business and personal branding coach for entrepreneurs. So basically, I help them have a clear strategy on how to grow their business, make money, and then also achieve their goals, as well as build a unique personal brand.
Wow, that sounds very interesting. Thank you for coming. It's your first time on the show, so welcome.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much.
Thank you for coming.
Hi everyone, my name is Ejojinam Agrosa, and I am the founder and the creative director of Bloom by Edgy.
Mm-hmm.
Bloom by Edgy is a ready-to-wear brand for the contemporary women, and we seek to serve Ghanaian women with stylish and comfortable clothes to help boost their confidence.
Yeah, I mean, this is not your first time.
No, this is my second.
I think we had you here in December.
Yes, December.
Yeah. After Noella's dress.
Yes.
I always say, if you don't know who Ejojinam is, just go and look at Noella's post.
The Kaya dress.
The amazing stuff. So thank you for being here as well.
You.
And then...
Good evening, everyone. My name is Latifa Adekanla, the CEO of Hair and Beauty by Lola. We are a beauty brand that specializes in locks, braids, natural hair care, and treatments. And we also have another segment we call the other salon services that comprises of wigs, weave-ons, makeup, and then the spa services. Everything about beauty.
So over the past 2 years or so, if you've ever seen me in braids, it's always by Lola.
Yes.
So yeah, I think you remember the blonde curly small. Yeah, that was like the
star
thing.
hair.
Yeah, that was the thing. So pop by Lola Locks as well. So all right, so let's get into the conversation. let me start with you. I'm so used to calling you Auntie Latifa. I'm going to try not
And
to
that's
do
my
that.
name.
I should try not to.
Yes.
Let me start with you. So when 2024 was approaching, did you take time out to put together like a strategy or a plan for what you wanted the business to look like for this year?
Yes, we did. Like for every business, at the end of every year, you think about your wins and losses in the current year, and then you plan to do better in the coming year. So 2023 was a year where we grew from being a very small business to, let me say, a big one. And we were ready for it, but we didn't know. We received some surprises as far as customer care are concerned. So this year we plan to train our staff more to be able to take care of our customers and their needs.
So that's your strategy for the year?
Yeah, not only that.
Focus.
Yes, training our workers more and more, because we realize that the beauty industry keep changing. There are new trends every day. So as a beauty brand, we need to study the new trends and make sure our workers and stylists are abreast with these new trends so that we are able to satisfy our customers. So that's one of our strategies for the year. And then we are so popular on social media. So this year we plan to be do outdoor advertisements more. So if you notice, there are Lola billboards all over the town, yes, like early part of this year.
So a lot of marketing,
yes,
and putting yourself out there.
Yes,
I mean you're also in the you're also in the beauty sort of industry. So what's your year kind of looking like?
For me, every year it's a thing I do. I'm such a planner, so every year, I mean, for my business personally, I don't think I do much in that regard. I come up with, okay, this year, what does the business need? What can we do to achieve these needs? So it starts even before the year ends. So every time, based on day in, day out, our operations, this comes up, we write it down. This comes up, we write it down. So then beginning of the year, we meet with the team and we go like, okay, so based off of what went on last year, this is what we achieved, this is what we couldn't achieve. So this year we need to put more pressure in this or that. So basically planning is like a very essential part of my business.
So for you, it's looking back at the past year.
Yes.
And then for both of you, are you finding that at the beginning of a new year, you're having to come up with new ways of doing things or new ideas or new, as opposed to just picking up from where you left off the previous year?
Yeah. I don't know if I should go.
Anyone.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I mentioned, I don't wait for the new year to start thinking of what to do for the year, because the year has already started. So then you start from the previous year. The year is about to end, maybe in the last quarter. Then you start thinking, okay, so far, what have we achieved this year? Did we do well? Did we not do well? So based on that, you start making resolutions even before you enter the new year. So when you enter, now it's time for you to start implementation. So you don't wait till you enter to start making plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for us as a beauty brand, what we discovered last year was that because many people see our work on social media before coming in. And so they pick the pictures, they come in for that particular style. And sometimes the stylist who did that particular style may be engaged with another client. And so you ask another stylist to do that particular style. And sometimes the client is not too satisfied. Right. So they want brand consistency. Okay. So this year, if you see our style and you want that particular style, when you come in, we will make sure that the same stylist that did that style will engage you and do that same style for you.
Wow, that sounds though as if then you're very dependent on your employees.
Yes.
So if dependent. That stylist decides that, hey, Alita.
So another strategy is to make sure you keep satisfying not only your clients but also your workers as well. Yes. So that you keep them loyal to you.
Efia, so as a brand strategist, what do you think about the way that the ladies have decided to approach their businesses?
Right. So apart from the fact that I'm a brand and business coach, I also have businesses.
Okay.
But one of my dominating businesses is a surprise company, an online gift shop as well, where we help people express love in unique ways.
Well, Valentine's Day is coming.
Right. We are like
for the
preparing
people who
so
are like,
much.
"Oh, we don't know what to do for Val's Day."
Don't worry, we'll get you sorted. Right. So one of the things that I realize when it comes to these things is that at the end of every year you should have goals, because before you plan there should be goals. So once you have goals and then you know the goals you want to achieve by the end of, let's say, 2024, then you have like a plan and a strategy in place. So I mean, they're on the right path. But as I've forgotten her name. Ejojinam said. Ejojinam.
Yes.
Right. As Ejojinam said, you do it towards the end of the year, so that when the year starts, you don't find yourself all over the place. And then you don't find yourself like being very anxious, because one thing I've realized is when the year starts, the pressure is crazy. Everybody's talking about their goals. Everybody's talking about how they want to achieve this. They want to achieve. If you don't take care, you will follow the crowd, and then neglecting what your business really needs. And I'm glad she's focused on the fact that she's not only focusing on customers, but she's focusing on her employees, because it's very important. Your employees run the business. So if you are doing well everywhere, customers see you, and then the business is good, and then they come to you and your employees are treating them badly, it's going to carry a bad name for you. So I'm glad that she's focusing on employee consistency and all that as well. So I think they have like very, very good strategies in place.
How are your employees? I mean, for you, they don't really interface with.
No, so all my employees, at some point, they would have to interact with clients. Like, our showroom setting is such a way that we do production there, but it's such a way that you wouldn't know if we tell you. Like, it's quite hidden.
Okay.
So in a case where a client comes to fit something, those are the reception, they don't know how to sew. They can help a client fit the dress. But when it comes to certain technicalities, somebody from production will have to come out to come say, okay, this or that. So in that regard, they interact with the customers, but then they know. So I have a relationship with my staff. We are like a family. Like we work hard, we play, we eat together. We're like one big family, like a big sister to them. So we have meetings a lot, we speak a lot, and they know that they have to treat the customers right. So there hasn't been one incident where an employee of mine has been rude to a client. Never. Okay. If anything, they know how to calm them down. They know how to make sure that they are sorted. You know, I can't even mention one incident.
Oh, but that's really good. And also almost rare, because I don't feel like that's what happens.
My employees are the best.
Okay, well,
shout out to them.
I think that's the best strategy so far. Like keeping your employees highly motivated. They want to go all out for your brand, and I think that's what has helped Lola as well. Yes, we are like a big family. In fact, at Lola's we do lunch every day and it's free.
That's nice.
So sometimes we all eat together, like she's saying. So I agree with her so much. They see me as their big sister. They come to me. You know, I'm a pastor also, so when they have issues, they come to me, we talk. So it's like we are family. So when they want to even leave or something, it's so difficult for them. So this week, some were off, and you'll be amazed that some sneaked in to come and have lunch. They're like, you are off, be home. But they say, oh, I can't even sleep, I'll come around. So I think it's a good strategy.
But I mean, what are some of the challenges? I definitely feel like employees are like one of the major reasons why businesses fail. So apart from creating the family environment and stuff, what are some of the other ways that, because it's all nice to have the whole sisterhood and all of that, but there has to be discipline. So how are you adding that to all of that, so that they're not misbehaving? Anyone of you can
Okay. I think with the loyalty, once you treat, for me, for the past 6 years, because of how I treat my workers, they hardly misbehave. Or if a client reports any of them and you call them, even last week there was one incident and the guy knelt down begging, that it will not happen again. So they won't even let you stress so much. And so I think that's what being loyal to your workers really helps Once in a while, you see one or two misbehaving, but once you call them and you speak to them, it's so easy that way. Yes, and even when they want to do something bad behind the scene, they feel guilty because they see that you don't treat them that bad. Yeah, you are so good to them.
Yeah, and also on my end, one of the things that when I started my business, I always try to do is to create a very safe and serene working environment for them. So where you are working, are you hot? Is it comfortable? Is your chair you're sitting on comfortable? Yeah. Do you have everything you need to work, or you have to be struggling, right? And does my workplace enable you to save money, or it enables you to spend more money, or stuff like that? Like when you start working with me, I open an investment account for you. You need to do standing order, make sure that every month money moves into this or that account, so that way they are seeing the value of working with me. So it's not just we are making dresses, but they're also benefiting something. What's it called? Oh, madam, the AC is not working. Okay, I'll buy you another AC. So that like they are comfortable, right? Whatever they need. Because I feel like for your business to thrive, you need your employees. If you want to upscale, you need your employees. Without them, you can't do it alone. Maybe you may have started all by yourself, but it gets to a point where you need them. So how you treat them is also like a key factor. I always pride myself in, I tell people Bloom by Edge is a sustainable brand. And one of the ways that I keep my brand sustainable is also my staff. What kind of things am I doing for them that are sustainable? So I've mentioned some of them, like, the providing like certain amenities, like there's water, there's a bathroom for you to bath if you need to work overtime, there's a fridge, there's a microwave, so you don't have to cook every day. You can cook over the weekend, come and store it, heat and eat every day. That way you save money. Okay. There's investment accounts open for you to encourage you to save more money. So all these things helps them, like they feel the value of working with you. So then they try to also help your business grow. They buy into the growth of the brand.
That's amazing. Ifya, did you want to add anything to
so in as much as they are the good people, like you have like good employees, some people too. I think a month ago I went for an event, and then she's actually a colleague. Okay. She was complaining bitterly about how her staff has been like stressing her, making work so difficult. And she was telling me that like she literally does everything for them, and still they were just like doing her dirty. Like she would have to every event. So she's into picnics. So every event she has to be there, because if she's not there, it's either they will mess up something, they would treat their clients badly. Yeah. So people like that, you just let them go, because you realize that even when you are trying for them, they still do not appreciate
the horror stories are
it's crazy true. Out there, especially with employees, because they feel like, one of the things I always say is, once an employee understands that they are part of the business, as they have rightly done, it kind of gives them the edge to be able to help you grow the business. But some people run their businesses in the sense that they just let the employees feel like you are just there. I've employed you to do what you have to do, but they don't take them through the process of the business. So in the long run, they do not care about the business. They are like, okay, my madam will come and sort it out. And I've been to places where you go and you're trying to speak to the employee, and they do not care at all. They don't even care if you're okay or not. And then you leave, and then you're leaving with a bad impression about the business. That is because you've not involved these people into the business, and that's one biggest mistake.
Also, some of the employees are witches. I mean, let's
for
just
sure.
That some of them are just...
Yes, for sure. That we can't dispute.
So then, in considering that, one of the things I implement, I'm a Christian, right, and I'm a firm believer. So one of the things I incorporate at my workplace is also prayers, right? I pray for my staff. I pray for them. I pray for peace of mind for them. I pray for God to give them good ideas. I pray for humility for them. So you also have to like impart into them, right? Every week we do devotion where we all gather around, we hold hands and we pray, right? So I believe in these things. Even if there's a witch among them, we will pray it out. They will go. So then I feel like that's also one thing that I do, right? Pardon?
The main thing.
Yeah. Because it hasn't always been like this where I have amazing employees.
Yes.
I've had to go through it over the years.
Yes.
Some will come 1 week, 2 weeks, they left. And as they are leaving, they are going to produce your same designs. They are poaching your clients. They are doing, I've gone through all of that. Yeah, and I realized that the thing that has changed is the planning, like the strategy. So there's also strategy there, right? What are some of the things I can do to retain these people? Then I start thinking, I start implementing and trying. And these are the things that I work from: the prayers, the encouragements, the love you give them, and letting them believe that they are parts of the business and not just employees. They are just passing through.
So, Auntie Latifa, let me ask you, how much for you of the success of your business has depended on how much spirituality you've incorporated into the running
I
of
would
the
say
business?
about 90%.
Okay.
Yes, because like she rightly said, from the beginning it wasn't like that.
Yeah.
We went through rough times. I remember one end of the, normally my church CEM, we have this prayer convocation at the end of first week of every year. First week of January of every year. So I remember that particular, my business was doing so bad, and when we went for that prayer convocation, one of her pastors just said to me, "Oh, Latifa, I know," he didn't even know what I do, but he picked it and said, "Oh, you have a salary, is it true you have a salary?" I said, "Yes." So your salary is going through so much. Some of your workers, they are notorious, they are always fighting. I said, "It is true." Then he told me that after that convocation, he will come over to the workplace and pray with us, and that was the beginning of our success story. So he came to pray, and to be honest with you, that those group of workers, for after the prayer, some of them had to leave. We had to fire them. So let me say we started afresh, and then from that time, every day, if I don't pray at all, it's 2 hours. Like I go to work at 6 a.m. and then pray for like 2 hours before I open the shop, and I discovered that when I started that practice, the business started growing.
Okay.
So I think, so when she mentioned the prayer, that is just it. So I can say prayer. Someone may not agree, but I know that's what worked for me.
For you, yeah.
About 80. So like anybody coming into your space, you have taken charge of your environment. So they come and they have no choice than to. There are some that will still want to come and disturb you. But you see, when they come, they are not able to stay. So I don't have to do much about you. I don't have to even pray about you. But when you come in, you can fit in.
Yeah.
And I think one of my, few of my workers, they always say that, "Oh, madam, there's something about you." Some people, when they come, they come fit in and then they go. So it's like all the time, our peace is maintained. Yes.
I guess, wow. I don't know if when you are like maybe helping someone to prepare a document or their strategy for the year, I doubt if you add prayer.
But prayer.
One of the things, so there are two things that I don't, I add to my coaching sections. So basically, I guide people through the process. I do not do the work for you. You put in the work. So one of the things that I add, mental health and then your personal well-being. So when it comes to personal well-being, your Christianity, whether you're Muslim, like it's involved, because your religion is part of you. And as a business owner, I always say that if you are not okay, everything around you is not okay.
Yeah.
Your business is not okay. Your employees won't be okay. Everything around you becomes like zero. So mental health and then personal well-being is one of my core things. Even before I start tackling your main business, we tackle that before we even go into your business.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about mental health, for example. Ejajam, how has it been for you, keeping the resilience in terms of like...
This is a topic. I feel like it needs like a whole show on its own. But as an entrepreneur and a business owner, it's wild.
It's wild.
It is. And also there are days where you're going through it, right? Maybe you're having all the anxiety, you're going through it, but then you still have to, show up, right? You still have to treat your employees well. You still have to treat your customers nicely. Days like that, what do you do? Because you yourself, you are going through it,
Yeah.
right? So maybe for me, what I usually do is maybe I take a step back, because I don't want to be in the midst of them, because I may react to something that I'm only reacting because of what I'm going through or how I'm feeling. So in that situation, I may take a step back, maybe take a day off, stay at home, do what I need to do to put myself in the right mood to get back to work. So I don't come to work and I'm shouting at people anyhow and I'm, lashing at.
Yeah.
So basically, that's I
That's
try to
how you-
manage.
okay.
Yes.
And what's about you?
Okay, so I have added exercising to my routine.
Okay.
So I dash to the workplace early morning. After I pray and we open the business and they are settled, then I go to the gym. So by the time I do few exercises, so that mentally I'm sound and ready for the day. And I have a help at home that also helps me. So my things are not all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think
I was
keep
actually going to
missing.
talk about that next. And let me start with you, Ifya. How important is it to have, I mean, I know we're talking about planning and strategizing, but the behind the scenes of the planning and strategizing
that's
is what
the basics.
makes it work. So
Yeah.
how important is support? Having support at home, having emotional support, a circle of friends. Is it possible to do it alone? Must you have?
No, it's not.
I always say that as a business owner, ask for support any day you have to. Like, if you realize that you can't carry this table, ask someone to help you, because once you decide that you're going to do it alone, it's going to get crazy for you. Like, you will fall back, and that's how a lot of entrepreneurs are stuck in their businesses, because the same entrepreneur is running the business, the same entrepreneur is doing the numbers, the finances, the same entrepreneur is doing the talking to the customers, and you realize that sometimes they become frustrated, so they bring it into the business. So sometimes a client will be texting them, and because they are dealing with something maybe financially, they bring that frustration into the business, and then they are talking to the client anyhow. So sometimes not even the employees, the business owners themselves go through it, and then they sack the customers because of these things. Support is very important. And one of the things that I realized in Ghana is that it's very difficult to get the right people to support you, even when it comes to assistants. And that's why I'm officially starting my assistants company in Ghana, where we have like very well trained personal assistants, executive assistants to help you in your day-to-day activities. And one of the things that I always say is that as an entrepreneur, if you can afford it, pay someone to do something for you. It takes a whole workload off your shoulder. It makes you down to the planning. It makes you be able to sit down and plan properly, because it's like when your mind is sound, you know that you're looking at the business from a different eye, and then you know that, okay, yesterday I saw that we had just 10 customers. Now you begin to think, why am I just getting 10 customers? At first I used to get 15, 20. Then you are thinking of a solution to the problem. But imagine you're supposed to work on figures, you're supposed to post on social media, you're supposed to create content. You have to do everything by yourself. You wouldn't even have the right mindset to even plan and strategize for the
If you're
business.
starting the business on a budget and you can't afford to hire people,
You have
it's a phase.
It's a phase. And I think now that is why I'm actually introducing my assistance company, because in as much as we the whole assistantship in Ghana is like a luxury. It's just luxury people who can afford them because of the way we've programmed things. But if you can pay someone as little as 50 cedis a day, and then the person is going to help you with the mundane tasks whilst you do the actual things that you need to do, I think you would be very okay to run your day, and then you'll be productive during that day. So I always say that don't look at the money. Starting small is there. We might not even have money to start a business. I always say you can start a business without money, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
And you might not even have the finances to start, but you have people around you. Ask for help. That friend who is always calling you to talk about the TV show. You just ask her, can you help me can you come over and then help me create content? Can you come over and help me take pictures of my products? Ask for help when you can. I realize that people is something that is difficult for people to do, because you don't want the whole I don't want them to say that they helped me. Let them say they helped you, but ask for the help. Take the help when someone is offering it, because it's very, very important. You can't do everything by yourself. It will drain you. It will take away your energy, and you wouldn't grow. You won't grow because you are stuck at doing everything else than growing the business.
And tired. Did you have a lot of support?
In the beginning, no.
Okay.
But now I'm trying as much as I can to get help as much as I can. This year, one of the things I decided from last year is that I'm going to have to employ 2 people for some 2 roles that I have been doing.
Okay.
But now I feel like I need to give those roles out to people to do them so I can focus more on other things. And I was able to come up with that because I realized when I'm creating collections, it takes a longer time to create, because I'm sitting down creating. I need to get up to go do something. Like my holiday collection, started creating from September. I launched in December because there is not enough time in the day to do everything. Then I decided, okay, based on all these things, I need to relegate these 2 things. Let somebody else come and do it. That way you're also helping. You're employing somebody who may need a job. But the problem is finding the right people for the job. That's also the topic for another day. But
I think as a new business, sometimes it may be difficult relegating some of your roles to someone else, because like she's saying, at a point I was the receptionist, the space manager, the cashier, because at that time the accountant, I was doing almost everything. That time was so crazy. Yes, content creator, social media manager, everything.
Videos and
pictures. So when they are working, I'm the same person going around taking the pictures. I'm the same person doing the editing, doing the posting. I'm the same person receiving the clients everything. Yes. So, but God gave me strength. I went through it. But like she's saying, I've also gotten to that stage where now when you come to my reception area, we have about 4 people, 2 talking to clients, finding out what they want to do, and then another person goes up and down checking what's going on, and then another person taking the pictures and then editing. So now someone does the editing for me, but as the master editor, when they bring it, I still have to do a few things. But at least right now the pressure has gone down. Yes, it's easier for me now.
Okay. Yes. So Efia, let me come back to you. So we've talked about the spiritual side of businesses. We've talked about having a plan. We've talked about employees. But really, what are some of the things that a business should be focusing on outside of the things we've talked about this year so that it is successful?
You all agree with me that Ghana, our customer service is down the drain. It's so bad. Sometimes you interact with a business and you're like, if you do not want to do the business, actually, I heard someone saying that now in Ghana, when you're running a business, they feel like they are doing you a favor. The businesses feel like they are doing. Please, let's cut that out.
I went to buy kinky, and the kinky. I don't know why you're all. I went to buy kinky. The kinky, so I was like, "Oh, madam, find the meantime, I call me." She was like, "Oh, nah, you cannot see that I'm eating. I'm tired. She was tired. She's been selling kinky the whole month. It's not your one kinky that you are coming to buy at 11. She's eating." So I was like, "Hey, so do I wait?" I was confused because now I felt like, maybe I am at a disadvantage because
you need the kinky. You're hungry.
You need the kinky. So I waited.
Oh God.
And then she got up at some point. I was like, I said, where are you going? She was like, me, I'm a fun day.
She's
going to the back to wash her hands. I should chill. It's almost like I got her point was like, how much kinky are you coming to buy?
No, but even if it's once,
I also could have been coming to buy 20 balls. You don't know.
Even if it's one, it's still going to put money in your pocket.
That's Ghanaian businesses, right?
No, we need to change that narrative. Because I worked with a team in Ghana Topicals, they came to Ghana this year to do like a whole brand review and all that. And one of the things I've realized working with them is they do not play with customer service at all. At a point when they were in Ghana working and some of their staff were outside, they had an issue. I remember they had an issue with someone complaining on Twitter. The CEO quickly came on the page. They should resolve it. She was trying to reply the person. And this was someone who was very busy in Ghana. And she was so involved trying to make sure that the client was getting the right thing. And I know that if we are incorporating good customer service in our businesses in Ghana, businesses will go beyond just the environs of Ghana. Because I sometimes I have a shop, a gift shop. So people come to me, people from Nigeria, people from the US, they text me and they're like, oh, I've texted this business for like 3 days now. They've not even replied me.
Yeah.
And I've got that. Even online, you text them and they're not even opening the DM to reply you. I'm like, why then are you running the business online?
I wanted to buy a t-shirt, so I DM'd a company on Instagram and I said, I need t-shirts for my daughter urgently. The response was, we don't do agents. Like, do you understand? Like, we don't do agents. Like, so tell me what you want, but the urgently, but it was actually urgent because I'm like, she's going to school, so I needed, we don't do, and I said, hey, sorry.
You see, one of the things that I always say that making money, there's a thin line between success and then stagnation. That is taking advantage of an opportunity.
Yeah.
I realized that businesses that come at the last minute gives me more money than the businesses that come and then we have to plan the whole thing. Because once you come last minute, I will be willing to serve you, but that extra you will pay. You will pay that extra, and I'll let you know it's an express service I'm giving you, and I will not let you feel bad about it. One of the things that I've realized people do is when they are giving you, even when you have to pay the extra, they're making you feel like I'm doing you a favor by even letting you pay that extra. But that is the money we need. I need it, so please. Because I'm not going to let that money go. And I learned this from Nigerian businesses. Once you enter their DM, once you call them, you're not taking the business away.
Like you're in trouble.
Madam, how much you are? And when you go to Circle, when you go to Medina, those Nigerians who sell phone cases, they sell phones. Once you go and you stand there and you look at the thing, it's like you will feel bad. You will buy something. Yes.
Yeah.
You will buy something. Last time I think I was at a forum and someone was like, oh, the people, when they text you, they'll text you once, they'll come and do inquiries. The second time, they'll come and do inquiries. The third time, I'll mind you. I was like, huh?
Really?
Do 1,000 inquiries. I'll reply you. Because customer service is one of the things I always say that if businesses take seriously, their business will skyrocket. And these people are testimonies of it. They can tell you straight up that once their customers come and they're satisfied, they sell them. It's the cheapest marketing strategy you can have. And I hardly run ads for my business. I hardly market my business. But once I get customers, they sell me. A client of mine made sure that I got a contract from Stanbic. I do not know Stanbic Bank from anywhere, but she made sure that I got that contract. She was calling me every day. And the crazy thing is, even before that, I hadn't heard from her for a while. So I just called her and I was like, oh, I have started baking and I want to send you a cake. You can send it to a loved one.
Wow. I mean, first of all, so you're doing gifts, you're doing personal assistance.
Right?
Oh my God.
Wow.
She says you will not take my money away. Like, no. I must get it.
So I was like, oh, I've started this. And since you're a loyal customer, you're an old customer, I want to send you this package. And then whether you want to give it to a loved one or you would have it yourself. And she was like, oh, even yesterday, a friend of mine was feeling very down. So send it to him. So we delivered it and everything. Then she called me. She was like, Effie, you understand business, Papa. So this is what is happening now. I'm going to put you on and I'll make sure you get the contract. And she wasn't joking. I was like, when she said it, I was like, oh, customer talk, so I'm okay. But she made sure I got that contract. And that was when I came to the understanding that I'm not even compromising on customer service ever. No matter how big my business becomes, customer service will be our major. Yeah, because once your customer service is good, you can sell a bad product, but good customer service can still keep the client. A client can have like a bad experience with your brand. Depending on how you choose that customer, they would come back. But any bad customer service sells your brand badly. You would always go somewhere and you're like, you are trying to get something from maybe a brand, and your friend can tell you, oh, don't buy from them. And I have like brands listed that I can tell you that do not buy from this brand. Do not buy from them. Yes, because I have had a bad experience and I do not want a loved one to experience. So I would always say that customer service let's not compromise.
What are your customer service thingies? What is that like? So you walk into the shop, your clothes are ready to wear.
Yes.
You don't do
we do that as well. So I mentioned the last time, I also have Edgy Woman that does the bespoke, the bridals, then Bloom by Edgy strictly the ready to wears. So you walk into my store, that means you are coming to buy a ready to wear off the rack. So you walk in, I have 2 ladies at the reception. They would welcome you. Oh, hi,
They're
welcome.
not going to look at you and say, we don't have your size.
No, look, they make people buy. Even somebody who does not have any plans of buying, they just have a way, they have a way of engaging them. They end up
this size. How do you say it?
No, so if you don't have your size, we make you one on request.
Because so many times.
No,
like
so
stop somewhere. I'm trying to buy something. They just look at me like you don't.
No. So
hey, madam,
I think I mentioned that. So what we do is that based off of the people who buy from us, we know that these are the sizes that sell faster in our store. So there are certain sizes we don't stock because we don't really get a lot of people demanding those sizes. However, we make them on request as long as we have fabric. So it doesn't matter what size you are. Once you show interest and we still have fabric to make more, we make you more at a little fee. And most of the time they are willing because they love it. So and we give them a minimum of 2 to 3 working days is ready. So we don't also give you like too much time. So then they are like, oh wow, that's like quick. Exactly.
Okay, that's amazing. Auntie Latifa, there was a message here for you, if you can put it up. Somebody who said that they drive all the way from Kaswa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Maureen says Lola Locks has excellent customer service and they work with speed. I drive all the way from Weja Kaswa to Hacho to get my hair done.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Maureen.
So I guess that's the customer service.
Yes.
But what's your customer service strategy?
Okay, so with Lola, you can either book or walk in. So, and most of the time, like she rightly said, once you enter into our DM and you say, I want to do my hair, we'll just ask you when. We don't say when do you want to come
what do you want? When
yes.
you come, we can decide.
And
what
truly,
you
when
want.
they come in, I make sure. Because I realize with the locks, once a client decides to lock their hair, they can change their mind the next minute. Because the decision to lock your hair sometimes it's a bit so some decide. So once they decide and you are tossing them, I'm going to look on my calendar to see availability, the next moment they change their mind. So we have that openness. We have a link for booking, and then if you just walk in, so if all our posts on social media, we say you can either walk in or you can book. And also right now, because of what sometimes people used to go into our DM for like 3 days because I'm the same person picking the calls.
Sometimes.
And hey, social, you go on Instagram, the messages, you go on Facebook. There were so many, so I had to get someone. So that's the only work she does. She comes in the morning, she's picking the calls, going into the DMs and responding to all the messages. So we used to be bad in that area, but now we feel.
I mean, we learn. Yes,
right. So right now, and when she's busy, when I have free time, I go on the page to see what's going on.
Messages have come.
Yes,
and because it's true, when somebody decides to do something and you give them too much time, they'll find
they
out.
Change especially with their locks, they will just change their minds. So it's good to have bookends. So when you come to Lola, our staff, we are over 40.
Wow.
So when you are even doing sister locks, within 6 hours we are done.
It's done, yeah.
Yes, because
No,
we have
I
a lot of
noticed that
hands.
since you moved into the
Yes.
bigger place,
Yes.
the time
Yes,
for
even
doing
with the
hair has
braids, within
become
2
very-
hours,
yeah, 2-3 hours.
you are done. Yes, so we don't
Which
waste
is
the
nice.
time of our clients.
I think with service providers, speed is also important.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
for example, Georgina, if I come to you on like a Wednesday or Tuesday, I need to be able to say, I need a dress for Saturday.
Even
Will
the
you be
next
able
days can
to-
be ready for you. So 2 to 3 working days is what we give to people. It doesn't mean that means it will be ready before that 2 to 3 working days. So when we give you the time, that means we can get it ready before that time. Then
Do
we
you
call
find
you
that
earlier.
Ghanaians like last minute?
Yes, they do.
It's in our DNA.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So people come to you all the time. I
Yes.
guess maybe that's why the woman said to me that they don't do urgent because they are
Yes.
tired of people
But
coming.
as a
No, but
business, you should be open.
Yeah.
There are some, they know you close at 7, but they'll come in at 7. But me, once you enter into the gate at 7, we'll still attend to you. And I'm happy I have workers who are on standby. Some leave around. So once you call them, they are ready
They'll
to
come
do
back.
the work, yes.
Okay, that
I think for me, for the time strategy, like my staff know that they are closing at 7, but to the public, we are closing at 6 because somebody can walk in at 6 when you are supposed to close, right? So then the staff knows, okay, I have like 1 hour to stay. So then even if the person walks in at 6 when we are supposed to be closing online, they still have 1 hour to attend to them.
I've
So
also
I think-
experienced going to places where it says they close at 5. But when you go in and like it was a food place, you go in, I went and I tried to order food at 4:45. They were very annoyed. You know what I mean? Because it's like they've started packing up. We are closing at 5. So you are now, it's like they now had to unpack the thing. So I get your strategy. You know. You tell the
makes a
public
lot
I'm
of
closing at
sense.
5.
Exactly, but then the
employees
staff know that they are close at this
so if somebody
time.
comes in at 5, it's still within
within
their
the
working
time,
hours.
yes.
So that makes a lot
Yeah.
of sense. All right, so we have just about 7 minutes. So I think what I want us to do is if you guys can just individually share the things that you feel like business owners should really focus on for this year, based on your experience and what has worked for you, as means of like advice, to those who are listening and not too sure how to expand their businesses or how to have the brand visibility or all of that. So if do you want to go first?
Let them stop because I think I'll take more time.
Okay. Sure, you
I'm
go. Yeah.
starting. Okay. So like I said earlier, let your staff be well motivated and they'll give out their best for you. And then make God your number one. Let him be at the beginning, at the
middle.
center, and at the end of it all.
Yeah.
And then your customer service should be top notch. Make sure your customer, they get what they see on your Instagram pages. Your brand should be consistent. When they see a style or they see a dress on your page and they come into the shop, it should be the same thing. Some will download, like for the fashion houses,
Pinterest.
Yes, they'll go on Pinterest and upload certain photos. You get to the store and it's not what you ordered for. So as a business person, make sure your brand is very consistent and make sure you also are abreast with emerging trends. Make sure as
She's saying everything.
yes, as the trend is changing and evolving, make sure you also evolve along
With it.
Yes.
Do you want to share your social media handles with us so that those who are listening can?
Yes, so we have, like I said earlier, Lola, we have 3 major segments. So we have the Lola Locks, which is the popular one. And then we have the Lola Braids. And then we have Lola's Naturals. And then we have the salon service. So what's the reason why we segmented them into that category is because someone will call you and say, I want pictures of your I want to see your work, as in locks styles. And then you say, go on our page, and then they go and they see a lot of braids
different
and
things,
mesh,
so
and then
that
they are
they
like,
know.
I'm not seeing much of locks. So as a brand, we decided to have separate pages.
Okay.
So we have the braids page and then we have the locks page. So when you are on social media and you see Lola locks, it's still Lola.
Okay.
If you see Lola braids, we are still the
Lola.
same. And then the naturals.
It's
So when
still
you go
Lola.
on the app, you see that it's all naturals.
Okay.
If it braids, all braids. If locks, all locks.
So it's Lola.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Hey, Georgina.
Yeah, so Madam Lola has said everything. Almost everything. But what I would also like to add is also try and invest in your brand outlook, how your brand looks to people. Try and also work on that, because sometimes you may have quality things, but what you're putting out there, your content does not reflect it. So then people are like, oh, should I? So always also try and really invest in that. And while you're investing in that, make sure that the quality of the products you're putting out there is also matching the kind of content you're putting out there. So when somebody goes to your page, they see some beautiful dress. When they come to the store, they should see a beautiful dress.
I get that. Okay.
As also it matches.
Your socials?
Yeah, so Bloom by Edgy, it's Bloom by Edgy on all socials. Bloom by Edgy is spelled at BLOOMBYEDZI. Okay. And we are located at Chimota Christian Village, facing the Kappa AstroTurf. You can also find us on Google Maps using Bloom by Edgy.
All right.
Thank
Madam
you.
Bloom. If you have about 2 minutes.
Wow. Okay. So one of the things that I'm urging most entrepreneurs to do this year is take marketing seriously. Marketing goes beyond social media. And I was glad Mrs. Latifa said now she's mounting billboards. Also, let me say this. The billboards should have meaning. I read a lot of billboards and I'm like, what do you want me to see? What are you trying to tell me? Right. So take your marketing seriously. Also, content creation. You should put effort into content creation and then branding. As Ejojinam said, branding is the whole outlook of the business. So your brand colors are blue and white, but when I come to your page, I'm seeing red, I'm seeing green, I'm seeing orange. Your social media page is your storefront. See it to be your storefront. Treat it like your shop, because when you open a shop, I don't think you would arrange things anyhow. And that should be how your social media page is also looking like. So take your content creation seriously. If you do not know how to create content, go online. There are lots, especially on TikTok. There are lots of informations out there that you can read or watch to learn those things. And then also, as I said, customer service. Do not. And then your socials, because right. One last thing, appreciate your loyal customers. Okay. Try and appreciate them. Try and send them messages on a regular. That's something you can actually incorporate into your brand to grow the business. Okay. My social media handle is miss.afia brand coach. So mss.afia brand coach.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you
for joining us this evening. It's been great talking to you. And thank you for staying tuned in. This is Joy 99.7 FM. Coming up next is the news. My name is Anima Animado. I'll be back next week at 7. A big thank you to the whole team for being here. Stay tuned in.